Yeah.
On you.
Okay. This is marching band.
And we gotta wait a second to get a microphone.
Okay, I'm Adam Kinez with Dodger Media.
Dodger Media.
With the season just underway, what are your target and goals for the season?
We have a bunch of goals for the season. We just got our whole show on the field without the metronome, which has gone really well. We just did that on Saturday. We have our first competition this upcoming Saturday at Roxbury, right? So we're just looking to get our performance abilities up to par, you know what I mean? We want to make sure that all of our students have the confidence to perform the show that we taught them, so.
For the guard, we're all, no one's a rookie, we're all vets, and so I think we're really looking forward to having more difficult work this season and working really hard and just being very clean throughout the rest of the marching band season.
With the drumline, we have a pretty strong lineup this year, and our goal for finals is to win best percussion.
I see you guys practicing all the time on the football fields, working very hard. Are there any things that are really hard that people wouldn't really consider to be hard?
I think sometimes people can underestimate how hard it is to like move and play an instrument at the same time. It's really hard to like do it and not look silly, if that makes sense. So that's something that people can not realize how hard it is.
And when it comes to that, like, it's a mental and physical thing that we're doing. So, like, while we're also focusing on playing our music well, we're also focusing, like Helen said, on looking our best, which can be very taxing, especially because of the long hours we have and, like, doing it in the hot sun. So, yeah.
My next question is, since you guys are all seniors now, are you guys helping any underclassmen practice to take over as the head guys for next year?
Yeah, so this is my third year as captain, and this year we have added in the color guard a new position called junior captains. So there are two underclassmen that I've taken underneath my wing to help prepare them for next year, that hopefully they can, lead the guard to their best of their abilities.
Yeah, so Helen and I were drum minors last year, which is kind of just like second in command to the drum majors, which we are this year with Iris Piscula, who doesn't go to school. But we have two new drum minors this year who are both juniors who are doing really well, and in that we have field captains and like different on the field positions to help underclassmen, which has been going really well. They're all very good players and marchers.
What is the practice routine for outside of school, like without the big crowds? Is it any different?
It's definitely different, and it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to have like that kind of close-knit practice time, especially like when we split it into winds, guard, and drumline, or battery. It's very easy to focus on the small things because we know that a lot of our kids can get to the level that we want them to be at of expertise. But that is kind of difficult when there's a lot of people around, a lot of distractions, because we do have a pretty young band this year.
My next question is, since you guys are all graduating this year, what is one thing you're going to miss the most about the marching band and its experiences?
I think this is my 5th year in marching band now, which is like crazy. It does not feel like my 5th year, but I'm definitely going to miss like the feeling of being on the field and performing, and just like the community that comes with it. Like you get really close with everyone after like all those long hours practicing and performing and like long bus rides together. So I'm just really going to miss the community of it.
I think personally I'm going to really miss spinning in general. Just it's such a fun thing to do, and performing is such a creative outlet for me, and just I guess the rush that I get on the field, hearing not only the applause from the audience, but also having people come up to me and talk to me about the guard or about our show and how they liked it and how they affected it. I'm really going to miss that.
I have a question for Colin now. Over the past 4 years, what part of marching band do you think has shaped you the most?
I would say it's like the people who I met. Like my first year, like I was like a pretty immature like freshman, so like going into that, like I was not ready for like the work ethic that marching band had, but like the upperclassmen like showed me like it's okay to be like funny, but like but also to be serious. So I learned like that balance, and it just made marching band like a lot of fun.
I actually have another question. What's one way you're helping the underclassmen become like the next marching band members?
Specifically for the drum line, like I'll do like sectionals and like just like help out like members with like their technique, or like reading music, like to like prepare them to like move up in the drum line or just for the next season.
Ending off of last season, what is the one thing you guys have zoned in on to improve the most on your performances?
I think we've really zoned in on, like Colin was saying, our work ethic. It is very easy to get distracted a lot and to like kind of focus on the fun aspects of it, but we can only really have the most fun when we're good at what we do. So I think we've been really good about focusing on precisely learning and perfecting our drill as well as our music and asking for help. And I think the leadership team that we have this year has been really good about giving support to the younger members, because it is terrifying the first time you step on the field not knowing what you're doing, like running into everyone. So I think we've been really good about that.
Question for Helen. How do you manage to keep the your personal life? How do you manage both your personal life and your drumming life? Or you don't drum?
Especially being drum major now in the marching band, I'm lucky. I don't play drums or anything, but it's just conducting, which is like a common thing people get wrong. But it can be hard because you have like, I take honors and AP classes, and I have a social life, and I have like marching band, and I have all sorts of stuff going on. So it can be hard to manage. We have practices all the time, but it's just time management and planning and just not letting yourself slack off. Yeah, motivation really.
With you guys all being vets on the marching band and you guys going to college next year, do any of you guys want to participate in the university marching band?
I do. I'm planning on pursuing music in college, and I'm actually, the colleges I'm looking at a lot of them based on the sizes of their marching band, and one that I'm looking at right now is Penn State, and their marching band is absolutely phenomenal.
I do want to do band or music in college. I'm looking to minor in music education, but I haven't been, like Helen, I haven't really been focusing on schools based on band size. That would be awesome if I went to a school with a big band, but I'm not focusing on that specifically.
If possible, I would like to do marching band in college and like stay on the drum line, or like possibly like march an independent group too.
I personally am looking for similar experiences to guard, whether that takes me to a college marching band with color guard, or if it takes me to cheerleading, since I do have a background in gymnastics.
This year it's kind of just more of a sleek look. We have like shoulder pads now, which sounds kind of 80s or whatever decade that is, but it actually looks really good, especially when we're marching on the field. And we have coattails, which is new, but other than that, it's really just like a fresh set of uniforms.
You guys have an interesting theme this year. Can you kind of talk us through that, and what was the process choosing it?
Yeah, so our staff, they every year come up with our theme. This year with the Telltale Heart, I believe they wanted to focus more on the storytelling aspect. Last year at championships, they had a couple of us come up and sit with the directors and the staff members and just kind of tell them what we were looking forward to in a show. And one thing that came up a lot was that we wanted to tell a story. So we're doing a lot of character work this year, really trying to portray those emotions that the character in the Telltale Heart feels.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.